Hi friends, so mid-year exams are on the corner and we know the AIMS exam is on 11 June, PJ exam is on the 14 June and the JIPMER exam is on the 21st June. I'm not really sure whether they will be conducting the exams on these particular dates, but let us assume that they are conducting the exams on this particular date. So what should be the strategy of attempting the exam? So in this video I will be discussing the strategy for the PGI exam. Okay, so now let us discuss what should be the strategy if we are attempting the PGI exam. So we all know that in a PGI exam we have got 250 questions and each question has got 5 choices. Okay, now the biggest challenge that a lot of student faces in a PGI exam is a time management. So the first take home message for a PGI exam is you have to be very quick. You have to be very quick because virtually it is not a paper of 250 questions, it's a paper of 1250 choices. It's a paper of 1250 choices. So virtually what you are doing in a PGI paper is there are 1250 statements and you have to do correct or true and false for these 1250 options. Now please remember each option is independently evaluated and that is what is happening, and that is why all of the above is never an option in any of the PGI point. Okay, so now coming on to what you should do, how many options that you should mark in a PGI paper. Now the marking scheme of the PGI paper is pretty complicated. It is A by B minus C by D. Now A is the number of correct options which are correct that you have marked divided by the total number of correct options minus number of wrongs that you have marked divided by the total number of wrong options. So it is slightly complicated. We will not go into that detail. I will tell you a simple strategy. Now on the basis of my experience and as well as from our students who have produced phenomenal results in the last few years of the PGI exam in the last decade, I have realized that in a PGI exam almost half of the options are correct and half of the options are wrong. Okay, so considering there are 1250 options, we are considering around 600 to 650 options are correct. So what we have to do is we have to follow the same pattern. So what I suggest to everybody, that what you have to do in a PGI paper, let us say there is a question with 5 choices. Now you have a doubt what you should do. Up to 2 choices, mark the answer without a confusion. Even if you have slightest of the doubt, mark that as the answer. Okay, even up to 3, if you have a doubt, mark the answer. Okay, 4th and 5th option in any question should only be marked when you are absolutely sure, because my aim in a PGI paper is I want to tick close to 600 to 650 options. Now previously we were thinking about 575, but now the rule that is coming up is that the number of correct options they have started increasing on that particular part. So now our strategy is we're gonna keep the options from 600 to 650, and that is the strategy that we are considering. So up to 2 options definitely I am marking. 3rd option, if I have slightest of the doubt, I am marking. 4th and 5th option, I am going to only mark when I am absolutely sure. When I am absolutely sure, only then I am going to mark the 4th and 5th option. So what will happen in this particular scenario is you are marking the 2 options for almost every question. Okay, you are marking a lot of questions with 3 options. So if you are marking 2 options for every question, it is 500. Okay, it is 500, and let us say that you are marking 50% with the 3 options, so that will make 600. In some case you are marking 4 and 5, so virtually you gonna come in this option range between 600 and 650. Now it has been seen that those students who have produced phenomenal result, they come up with the with this particular idea. Okay, now coming on to the points that you need to read in a PGI. Since a PGI paper is a listing paper, you have to mug up a lot of things. So please make sure that you are well versed the list, causes of miliary shadow. Okay, so there is a list, tables in the Harrison. These are the list. These are which of the following is not a risk factor for development of pulmonary embolism. There is a list. Which of the following is not a contraindication of thrombolysis before giving in a stroke patient. There is a list in the Harrison. So these are the standard questions that are asked in a PGI exam. So tables, wherever you have tables, please revise them before the exam. The second thing is please be thorough with your previous 3 to 4 year, not more than that, 3 to 4 year of the PGI paper, because PGI people are very fond of repeating the topics, very fond of repeating the topics. Obviously it goes unsaid, corona, COVID, SARS. These are the standard topics that you should be aware of, because you can expect a lot of questions from corona, COVID in the mid-year exams without a doubt. Okay, so manage your time well. Do not waste time on a particular option. Try to pick up 2 to 3 options for every question, and fourth and fifth option should only be checked when you are absolutely sure. Okay, I wish you all the best. Take care, and we are waiting for a great result from all of you.